Welcome to the first in a series of video tutorials covering Half-Life 2 Capture the Flag 2.1. In this video series we're going to be covering everything from the basics of installation and setup all the way through to the most advanced tips, tricks, and techniques played out on a live multiplayer server. The mod is now running under the Source SDK, which is free through the Steam platform. No other software is required to run the Half-Life 2 Capture the Flag mod, even though we have retained Half-Life 2 in the name of the mod. This mod has been a production over a 7-year period of time and runs under the Steam platform. So to get the Steam platform, for those who don't have it, simply pull up your favorite browser, go to your favorite search engine, and simply type in Steam Powered for those who don't have the Steam platform, and click the first link, which will take you to steampowered.com, where you can click the Install Steam, or you can go to the About page and click the Install Steam Now button and download that to your favorite download directory. Once that's downloaded, you'll be able to set that up, set up a username and a password, and that's all you need to get the platform installed. And then the mod itself is a modification of the Source SDK. To get that, go to your favorite search engine and type in HL2CTF, and the first link will take you to the Half-Life 2 Capture the Flag website at HL2CTF.com. From there you'll see our top links here are the Half-Life 2 CTF 2.1 full zip for the Linux installations for servers, and then we have the full exe auto installer for Windows. All of these are our own mirrors. We don't have any third parties that have this available. We're just on our site. I wanted to point out here on the installation page that we have full instructions for the client install, Windows server, Linux server, and uninstallation of the mod. And there's PDFs there that you can print out and set up servers. We are short on servers as of the recording of this video. Hopefully that will change. So let's start with the only other thing that you need, which is the full exe installer. I already have it here, so you would install or download that. And that's the only two things that you need. This is all just to prove that you can get this all set up from scratch with no other requirements. To install Steam, just run the Steam installer. And once you set that up, you'll set up a username, a password with your email address, and then you'll have the Steam platform, which looks just like the website here. The catch here is to shut down the Steam platform, so just simply click Steam and click Exit. This is required for all mods, so just exit the Steam platform once you have your username and password and everything set up, and then install the mod. HL2CTF 210 full exe here. We're just going to let that load up and verify, and click Next to install, and it'll automatically install this to your source mods folder. If you haven't installed Steam, it won't be able to find this directory, so make sure you've installed Steam and exited Steam before you do this. If you have the zip because you don't trust the exe or something of that nature, then this is the directory you're looking for, the program files, Steam, Steam apps, source mods folder, and then make sure to extract that with folders to create the HL2CTF folder, and that's basically how you get that installed. Once you have that installed, relaunch Steam. Once you get Steam reloaded, you'll see it in your library, and there you go, done deal. You'll have the mod installed and ready to run. So that's the basic overview of setting it up. I did want to point out one thing here in the tools directory. When you run the mod, there is one requirement which is free. This is the Source SDK base 2006. That'll be downloaded one time. It's a one-time only. If you've downloaded any other mod that uses this Source SDK base, you'll already have it, and it'll just launch the mod immediately. So that gets the mod set up. Now let's talk about real quick Desura. If you have Desura, you still need to install the Steam platform and exit the Steam platform, and then just go to Load Desura and go to the Mods tab, and then in the search simply type in half-life, and you'll see it there, Half-Life 2 Capture the Flag. Take you to our home page on Desura, and when you're there, you simply click the Install Mod button. This is the same thing, just like installing through the auto installer, the exe for Windows and Linux. It will put it in your source mods folder for you, and then when you launch Steam, you will, or should I say reload Steam, you'll have it there all the same. And of course when you run it from the library, you'll download the Source SDK base, and then it's all set up. I just want to point out, we're just trying to really point out that this is a free mod, no longer has any requirements whatsoever. So anyway, let's go ahead and go into the mod itself. And to get started, let's go to the CTF Basic Training map, which comes shipped with the mod. Just click CTF Basic Training from the main menu, and it will launch this map on your local server, your local machine. You'll see that it has the message of the day, just like joining a regular server. Just click OK on that, and you'll see the join menu. Enter to auto join, F1 for Combine or Blue Team, F2 for Rebel or Red Team, and F3 for Spectate. This only shows up whenever you first join a server, so just remember F1, F2, F3. We're going to hit auto join, and it's just going to throw us onto Rebel Team here, as you can see. And let's start out with one quick thing here. People have asked to get more time in the basic training map, and this is how you do that. Just simply hit escape for the menu and click open console, and then simply type in MP _ time limit space 60, and it'll give you an hour to work your way through the training map without it ending prematurely. Basically, you can set up the server configs. They're all set for 20 minutes, and you can actually edit those and set it up yourself, but that's how you do it quickly, just through the console. Now let's cover the weapons that you spawn with. Just pressing the number keys on your keyboard. You can set these binds for whatever, and we'll go through all that later. We'll start out with you have a crowbar. If you're on Rebel Team, you have a as your melee weapon, and you hit 1 again and you get the gravity gun, which you can use to pick up objects and throw them, such as flags and so forth. And then if you hit 2, you get the Alex gun, which has pistol mode, and then secondary fire gives you machine gun mode. So you start out with a melee weapon, gravity gun, and a pistol and a machine gun. And you also get some frag grenades in case you get into a tight situation when you spawn in a map. So that's all the weapons that you get, and you start out with 100 health and 10 suit, as you can see in the bottom center of your screen. Now for keybinds and so forth, let's go ahead and go over here. You can hit backspace to spray a logo. You can see we have a number of themed sprays. But to set up your name and your alias and whatnot, just hit escape, go to setup options, as you may expect. This is where you can set up your player name. You can choose one of the sprays that come loaded with the game, or you can load up a spray from your local machine. Click the keyboard tab, which you probably expect this as well. I just want to point out that all the keys that we're using throughout these tutorial series are the default keys, unless specified otherwise. I do have my own personal keys that I like and can use for different things. Let's go ahead and go with edit key here. I'm going to keep spray logo as backspace here, and then click apply, and that's basically how you rebind your keys. And click OK, and then hit escape, and that's how you can bind your keys. You can set your keys to your favorites for your movement, weapons, and so forth. Anyway, let's cover health and suit. Basically, we have disabled the health and suit in the game. Players, flag carriers, defenders, and so forth, they hang around those and always have full health and armor. So we've, got the 25 health kit, the 10 health vial, and then we've added a 25 charge battery, a large battery, and then the 15 regular battery that you're probably familiar with from DM. We've spread these throughout the maps in favor of having chargers, so most of the chargers you'll see, if they are on a map, will be all burnt up like that. So anyway, here's another quickie. Most people don't use this. You can hit V for vial. As you can see, I can drop health, and then B for battery. This is to help your team, help your flag carrier. You just don't see this used very often in the game. It's very, very helpful. We thought it would be understood. If you had a flag carrier, for instance, you could drop some health for your flag carrier. You can go all the way down to 10. You can't kill yourself, but you'll be very vulnerable. You can go all the way down to 10 on your suit, as you can see in the lower center of your screen. And that's how you give health and suit. Now let's cover the flags. This is your basic Rebel Team flag for Red Team, and then you have the Combine flag for Blue Team. And let's go ahead and see how this looks in game. Basically, you'd have on one end the Rebel flag and then the Combine flag, and you would spawn opposite of the enemy flag, and you'd run and pick it up, and then simply carry it back to your flag if your flag is there. If your flag has been taken, you'll have to wait, but if it's there, just simply touch it and you'll capture it. That's all there is to the game, for those who just happen to not know what CTF is about. That's how you play. So the neutral flag, as you can see here, can be picked up by either team, and it's used for one flag in domination. This is our one flag map. As you can see, the one flag is usually in the center of the map, and if you can just run up and grab it, then you run into enemy territory, and you can see that's rebel team and that's combine team is on the blue side. So you take it through the enemy defenses and try to capture it on a capture point. In this case, we've got one little extra step in this particular map where you have to push the button, and then bam, you can capture there. And then if you're there, you get respawn, and any of your support people will get respawned too. We also use this neutral flag that can be picked up by either team in domination mode, and this is our domination map, which has also the neutral flag in the center of the map. And you simply pick it up and try to keep it away from the other team as long as possible. I'm going to do a little trick here where you can push the button and spin the chopper, and then go up here and run off and hide someplace, and try to keep the flag away from the other team for as long as possible. And that's basically how domination works. So we've also got the CTF football. This is what it looks like for our one football map. This is basically like what you would expect. You have a football field, you have a football in the center of the map, and you run and pick up weapons as you can, and then you pick up the football, and then you carry it into the end zone, and you can rocket jump and take a capture that way. That's how you get captures there. And then the other team, of course, you know, same burden on both teams. This is the flag with the ring around it is the territorial capture point flag. This is for capturing territories. As you can see here, there's a territory over there that we want to own, and to own it, you can see it starts out as neutral. It's white, and the longer you sit at it, the progress bar, as you can see on the bottom center of your screen and above the flag, progresses until you capture that territory, and you have to defend it until you can capture it. The more players you have sitting on a point, the faster it will capture, and then you just simply run to the next one, and you take some familiarity with the map as you can figure out where all the flags are. And if you leave one of your players behind, then you run, your team gets thinned out a little bit, and you try to capture the next territory. And this is a very familiar game mode, but this is how ours looks when you hit it. And in this case, we have like 4 of them in that particular map. Now, if you're on the opposite team, such as Combine, and you want to change it to Combine, you would run up and find a territory that has been captured already. In this case, you could do this just like a Rebel, just like I demonstrated before. And it takes twice as long because you have to take off the progress that the other team has applied to this particular territory, and you have to wait until you're able to progress to your team, in this case Combine. And of course, the more players that are standing on this point, the faster this will take place. I'm only one player here, so it's taking a very long time. So one player trying to recapture a territory that's been captured by the other team takes a very long time, as you can see here. And so basically, once that's captured, the flag and the ring will change color to identify that as your territory, and then you can defend it. We have turrets and so forth that you can defend the territories. And this particular map, as you can see in the bottom center of the screen, has 4 capture points, and so you just move on to the next one, and if you have somebody left behind back there to defend that one, it just goes on. That's how that works. We have this type of capture point, which is the CTF capture point base, which has these big beams of light shooting up out of them. Most of these maps are outdoor type maps, and people are probably familiar with this look from TF2, which in fact we obviously wanted to look exactly like that. And in this case, as the timer starts, your point has already been captured. Usually there's 2 points that have already been captured, then the center point is neutral, as you can see there in white. And so usually you have to run around a enclosed area and then get to that center point. And of course there's a big huge bloody battle for the center point. And then you can see over there on the wall we have like indicators showing the progress of the different teams. You can see that those indicators over there show that 2 of the Combine flags have been, our points have already been captured. And then I just captured that center point as a Rebel, and then I run to capture the next one. And you try to move into enemy territory again, but you have to stop to capture. And these capture faster. As you can see, this one will go quite a bit faster because it is a lot, you know, you're in enemy territory. So this one will capture, and then you know, if you have players left behind to defend that and hold that, then you kind of push the other team all the way back into their base. And of course this door closes in this particular case, and this last one captures very, very quickly. So if the defending team is not quick on it, it will be very, very quick to capture. And then it will respawn both teams, and you try again, and it's a best of 3. Both our capture point and territorial captures are 3, usually 3 caps, or 3 points wins the game, and you can't have a tie. So anyway, that covers all of the different flag objects. That's all the ones that we have and all the different game modes that we have in the mod. And let's go ahead and go on to weapons.